Hi again. Over the past, 8 or 9 weeks, I've taken you to various locations, and I promise you that each time we have not broken any of the rules. I've taken you to places within walking distance of either my house or croft, or else places that were en route to the croft. Last week we went to St Columba's Isle, and beautiful though it was midgie infested, and it was quite a challenge to get the filming done. I took you there because it reminded us of a place that Christianity was very much alive many centuries ago. This week I thought I would take you to this place, and I hope you can see what I can see just on the other side of me here. I hope you can see the fantastic new multi-function facility that we use for church each Sunday. It really is a great place to meet, and already the place is full, and we're thinking about how we can perhaps extend it. As you can see just now, the car park is full, and you can see the mums and dads taking their children into what is the mother and toddlers group. But it's like that throughout the week anyway, with the lunch clubs and friendship clubs, and it really is not just a house of God where we worship on a Sunday. It's become a hub for the community to meet together and to engage with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And by now perhaps you're thinking I've lost the plot and I should have gone to Specsavers, because there is nothing there. It looks like a derelict site, but we have a plan. We have a plan, and in phase 1 of that plan, this place will be cleared and the foundation will be laid. In phase 2, there will be the structure of a building that will be erected. In phase 3, it will be a longer phase, but that's when all the interior work will be done. And then in phase 4, we will put in the final finishes, and then we'll be ready to go. The professionals that are guiding us through this tell us that yes, there is a timetable, but that often the timetable will change, because sometimes certain phases can just take longer than expected. Why am I telling you this? Well, because today the church has published this document, a route map. It is when we are looking to the other side of the pandemic and looking at the route map from where we are now to where we want to be. Just now, you see, things may seem a wee bit derelict to us and we don't like where we are. But we're hoping that gradually we'll be able to get where we want to be. We've entered into phase 1 today, and we'll not see much change, but it does allow perhaps for pastoral folk in your pastoral teams or your elders or minister to come and maybe meet with you in your garden or somewhere out in the open observing social distancing measures. In phase 2, we'll still not be able to use our church buildings for any purposes, but perhaps by that stage we will be able to conduct marriages, but they will also have to be perhaps out in the open. Phase 3 is the phase when, yes, we can start gathering together again in churches, but with very clear guidance as to how we meet, realising that certain measures need to be put in place to keep everyone safe. At that stage, we'll still not be able to observe the Lord's Supper or baptisms. We'll not be able to keep the sacraments the way that we would wish to do so. But people will be able to gather in a measure, but it will be still quite challenging and demanding. And then in phase 4, it's where we come to a stage that's more akin to normality, where people can gather, but there'll still be some measures in place to keep everyone safe. And again, we have to say that each of these phases, we do not know how long they will last. They could be 3 weeks, they could be much longer. We just do not know. But we have a goal in sight. We see before us this goal of being back together, worshipping together, praying together, sharing together, and enjoying fellowship with one another the way that we used to. But until then, we need to exercise faith, and we need to exercise patience. What I love about this site is not just the location of it and what I can see it will be like. I love the name of the place. It's called Shepherd's Way. And the moment I think of it being Shepherd's Way, I think what an appropriate name for a church to be situated. It makes me think, of course, of the most famous song about the Lord our Shepherd, Psalm 23, which reminds us that not just in building projects or coming out of pandemics, that there is a goal in sight for us as believers, and that is God's house forevermore. But to get there, we go through certain phases and stages. Let me read the psalm to you. Psalm 23. The Lord's my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside quiet waters, he restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. So even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We go through phases and stages. We go by the still waters and the green pastures. We go through the dark valleys and the threatening situations. We sometimes even go off-road and we have to be brought back onto the right track. But through it all and in it all, his goodness and mercy follows us all the days of our lives until we are in that end goal, God's house forevermore. So whether it be a building project, or whether it be coming out of a pandemic, or whether it be in our Christian lives, we see there is a plan that we must follow, always keeping our eyes fixed on the end goal, God's house forevermore. Take care, God bless, and we'll speak again soon.